semester, the very important subject is applied thermodynamics subject because it's the after the basic thermodynamics you are studying this applied thermodynamics. Subject code is 18ME42. In that there are 5 modules are there. One is the air standard cycle or gas power cycle, and like that 5 modules are there. In that 5 modules you have to answer 5 questions from each module. At the time of dealing the each module, I will tell the what all the syllabus is there in the each module. But in the first module, there is a air standard cycle. Before studying this course, some of the objectives of this course are to understand the application of the first and second law of thermodynamics to the various gas process and cycles, and also to understand the fundamentals of IC engines, construction and working principles of engines, and the compute the actual air fuel and then air standard efficiency of the machine. To study the combustion in IC and CI engine and its controlling factor in order to extract the maximum power. And one more objective is to know the concept of testing IC engines and methods to estimate the indicated brake power and frictional power of the and efficiencies. And one more objective, understand the theory and performance of calibration of positive displacement compressors, and understand the concept related to the refrigeration and air conditioning. And also last objective is to psychometric chart, to understand the psychometric chart at a psychometric process, and also air conditioning and human comfort conditions, so on. After this, the main objectives of this course, the first module is air standard cycle. In that air standard cycle, first one is the Carnot cycle, Otto cycle, diesel and dual, and Stirling cycles. In that, all the 4 processes, pressure versus volume diagram, temperature versus entropy diagram, description, efficiencies, and mean effective pressure of pressures of each cycle, and comparison of Otto and diesel cycle. Like this, the air standard cycle we are going to study in this module. And also in the IC engine, classification of IC engines like the internal combustion engine and external combustion engine, and different classification we are going to study here. And combustion in IC engine and CI engine, detonation, effect of detonation, performance analysis of IC engine, heat balance sheet, Morse test, and IC engine alternate fuels. Like this, in the first module you are going to study the different things of air standard cycle and IC engines. Come to the gas power cycle. Why it is called as gas power cycle? Gas power cycles are the thermodynamic cycles in which the heat energy is partly absorbed and it is converted into mechanical work. That is called as the gas power cycle. And then in the power cycles are classified into gas power cycles and vapor power cycles. In the gas power cycle, gas as a working fluid and goes and the gas does not undergo change in phase. Means there is no change in phase of the gas. Example, IC engines, gas turbines. Examples, IC engines and gas turbines. In the vapor power cycles, use the vapor as a working substance and the vapor undergoes a phase change. Means if you consider the vapor power cycle, example steam engines and the steam turbines. In the steam turbine or the steam power plant, first water is sucked from the any one water treatment plant, and then it is fed to the boiler. There the phase change occurs. Means water is fully converted into superheated steam. From the boiler it is going to the turbine in the superheated steam and with a high pressure and temperature, and then it is expanded in the turbine Afterwards, it is moving to the condenser. There, the condensation of the low pressure, low temperature uh, vapor form of the steam will be condensed and it is converted into water. The same water again it is recirculated in the uh, boiler. Like this, the phase change. In the boiler it is a liquid phase, and then in the turbine it is a vapor phase. Condenser it is a mixture, vapor and the liquid mixture phase. Afterwards it is again it is uh, pumped back to the boiler. Like this, the variation of the phase of the working fluid takes place in the vapor power cycle. In the gas power cycle, it is also called as a air standard power cycles. The power cycles which assumes the air as a working substance are known as air standard power cycles. Means in the gas power cycle, if you use air as a working fluid, then it is called as a air standard cycle. Some of the assumptions are very much essential for the analysis of the air standard cycle, because uh, if we are not assuming anything, then we have to use the n number of variables. For each and every variable, we have to take the one symbol, and then handling of that symbol while calculating the thermal efficiency of the cycles, it is a very cumbersome, and also it is a very difficult. So that some of the assumptions we are assuming for the analysis of these air standard cycles. In that, first assumption is air of the fixed mass undergoes cyclic process, and next one is air behaves like a perfect gas. Perfect gas means ideal gas. It follows the PV is equal to MRT, ideal gas equation. Specific heats of the air remains constant during the cycle. Specific heats means Cp and Cv value. Specific heat at constant pressure is called as Cp value of air. It is always 1.005 kilojoules per kg Kelvin, and Cv constant specific heat at constant volume of the air is always it is a 0.718 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. These are the standard values of the ideal gas like air. And the fifth assumption is combustion process is replaced by a heat addition process from the external source. This one is a very important assumption, because we are not burning anything inside the engine cylinder. We are not burning any fuel, maybe the diesel or petrol, or maybe the gasoline, or maybe combination of the dual, combination of diesel and gasoline and petrol and gasoline. No fuel is burnt inside the engine cylinder, because if we burn the particular fuel in the engine cylinder, then we have to take all the parameters of that fuel what we are burning. So that instead of that, we are burning the fuel externally. Means if we burn the 1 kg of petrol or diesel, for example diesel, it liberates around the 50 to 60,000 kilojoules per megajoules per kg Kelvin of heat. Okay. That heat, that equal quantity, whatever the heat will be liberating after burning the 1 liter of diesel or petrol, the equal quantity of heat we are supplying into the engine cylinder. That is the important thing. Means we are supplying the equal quantity, whatever the quantity of fuel we are burning inside the engine cylinder, no, whatever the heat will be liberated, the same quantity of heat is supplying into the engine cylinder for the working fluid. That is the ideal working fluid is air. That is the fifth assumption. And the sixth assumption is the exhaust process is placed by the heat rejection process, which brings the state of air to the initial state, thus completing the cycle. The seventh assumption, the compression and expansion process undergoes the reversible adiabatic process. Means the reversible adiabatic, all the processes are reversible, and also adiabatic means there is no heat transfer from the system to the surrounding to the system. Adiabatic process means the process may be going to and fro, both at the forward direction and backward direction, both the directions the process will be moving. And also it is a adiabatic, reversible adiabatic means there is no heat transfer from the system or to the surrounding to system. That is called as adiabatic, reversible adiabatic. Before going to this the analysis of the different cycles, we need some of the terminologies of this engine and engine, cylinder and piston. That terminologies are, you look at here, there is a piston, there is a piston, this is a piston and cylinder valves, the like this the displacement volume and clearance volume. Some of the important terminologies are shown in this present diagram. This cylinder piston is bore is the diameter of the cylinder. Bore is the diameter of the cylinder. See, top dead center and the bottom dead center. In between that, whatever the piston is movement takes place, that piston the length is called as stroke length, and the volume is called as displacement volume. The volume is different and the length is different. Stroke length means from the top dead center to the bottom dead center length. Okay, and the stroke volume or the displacement volume is the from the top dead center to the bottom dead center. Whatever the volume it is subtended by the piston, no, that is called as a stroke volume. And the in the intake valve and exhaust valve and clearance volume, the in between the piston and the top dead center and the cover surface, the small quantity of air will be remaining. That is the in the clearance volume. That volume is called as the clearance volume. Swept volume. And one more is compression ratio. Clearance volume is the minimum volume formed in the cylinder when the piston at the top dead center, means the volume remaining in the cylinder even though piston is at the top dead center is called as a clearance volume. And compression ratio. The compression ratio of an engine is the ratio of maximum volume to the minimum volume formed in the cylinder. Maximum volume to the minimum volume formed in the cylinder is called as the compression ratio. It is denoted by R suffix C. Throughout the here onwards, throughout this throughout the derivation in the air standard cycle, R suffix V is the compression ratio, which is the maximum volume to the minimum volume in the any one compression process. Okay. And another important thing is the mean effective pressure. We are calculating the mean effective pressure, all the Carnot, Otto, diesel, dual and Stirling cycle, all the cycles. The mean effective pressure is nothing but is a fictitious pressure, that is if it is operated on the piston during the entire power stroke, would produce the same amount of net work as the produced during the actual cycle. The concept of mean effective pressure is work done by maximum volume minus minimum volume. Okay, minimum volume is clearance volume. Okay, maximum volume is the total volume minus clearance volume, V minus Vc. Total volume is total volume minus Vc is the this one, stroke volume. Okay, or else at the time of in other words, the mean effective pressure is the after burning some quantity of fuel inside the engine cylinder, the pressure and temperature are going to increase. The whatever the pressure which is increases, that pressure is applying on the piston which is present in the engine cylinder, so that there is a outward movement of the piston, so that the whatever the pressure force applying on the piston is converted into mechanical work. That is called as the mean effective pressure. A very important cycle, that is the Carnot cycle. In that Carnot cycle, the thermodynamic process, that is the Carnot cycle, undergoes a closed system and piston and cylinder device. The corresponding PV and TS diagrams are given in the next slide, but you take this as a piston and cylinder arrangement. There are 4 pistons are there. Here the heat will be supplied on to the working fluid, or the working fluid is air or any gas isothermally at the temperature T1, and the external from the external heat source, means We are not going to burn anything inside the engine cylinder. The equal quantity of heat is supplied into the engine cylinder. The piston moves from the 1 to 2, position 1 to 2. The increases the volume V1 to V2 and pressure increases to P1 to P2. Means here the source T1, it is heat is supplied, the insulated cover is there, so that piston is movement takes place, and due to the piston movement from the backward direction, the heat will be rejected to the sink. See here, PV and TS diagrams are like this. The heat is supplied at the isothermal process because the temperature versus entropy diagram. If you take the temperature versus entropy diagram, T versus S, 1 and 2 are the isothermal process. In between that, this is also same isothermal, and 4 to 1 and then 2 to 3 is the reversible adiabatic expansion, compression and expansion process. 2 to 3 is the reversible adiabatic expansion process. During this process, the cylinder is completely insulated and the working fluid is allowed to expand isentropically, utilizing its own internal energy. Means the internal energy what you are supplied to the heat, by using this internal energy, it has to move forward, and then by leaving this internal energy, it has to go back. And then process 3 to 4. 3 to 4 is the isothermal heat rejection process. Here it is a rejection is there, and then heat rejection starts the top dead center to the at the time of heat rejection, top dead center to the bottom dead center, it is moving. See here, heat rejection, top dead center to the bottom dead center. Next, process 4 to 1. Isentropic or reversible adiabatic compression process. During this process, the working fluid is compressed isentropically to the initial state P1 and V1 and T1. The work is done on the working fluid and the internal energy increases. The cycle is completes and at the end of the process. Like this, cycle repeats. Again, 1 to 2 is the isentropic compression process, and 4 to 1 is the isentropic compression process, and then 2 to 3 is expansion, 3 to 4 is again the expansion process. If you go to the, you see here, 1 to 2 is the isothermal process, heat addition, 3 to 4 is the expansion process, 2 to 3 is expansion process, 3 to 4 is isothermal heat rejection process, and 4 to 1 is the reversible adiabatic compression process. Thermodynamic analysis of Carnot cycle is like this. Referring to the pressure versus volume and temperature versus entropy diagram, heat supplied is Q1 to 2. Because it is a isothermal process, in the basic thermodynamics you are all derived that the 4 process, that is the one is the constant pressure process, constant volume process, constant pressure process, it is also called as isobaric process, constant volume process, it is also called as isochoric process, and another important process is the isothermal process or constant temperature process. It is the temperature process. In that the heat supply is Q is equal to MRT ln V2 by V1. M is 1 kg you are taken, that's why M is not shown here. Heat supply is Q1 to 2 RT1 ln V2 by V1. Heat rejection is Q rejection Q1 to 4 RT3 ln V3 by V4. For the process 2 to 3 is isentropic expansion process, because in that isentropic process, reversible adiabatic process, both are same. In that general equation is that T1 by T2 is equal to V2 by V1 raised to the power of gamma minus 1 is equal to P1 by P2 gamma minus 1 by gamma. By rearranging all the things, you will get this equation. V2 by V1 is equal to T3 by T1 raised to the power of 1 by gamma minus 1. V1 by V4 is equal to T4 by T1 raised to the power of 1 by gamma minus 1. It implies that V2 by V3 is equal to V1 by V4, or V2 by V1 is equal to V3 by V4. Like that, the thermal efficiency is equal to 1 minus heat rejected divided by heat supply, because the work done by heat supply. Work done is Q supply minus Q rejection divided by Q supply. Otherwise, 1 minus Q rejection divided by Q supply. By substituting all the equations, above equations, you will get the efficiency of the Carnot cycle is 1 minus T2 by T3 by T1, T2 by T1. Limitations of Carnot cycle. Actually, some of the limitations are there, because it is a Carnot cycle is a hypothetical cycle, ideal cycle. It is not a practical one. It is a theoretical cycle. In practice, it is not possible to devise isothermal heat transfer process. It requires very large heat exchangers, and the piston movement is restricted to infinitesimally small steps. Means quasi-static process. Designing the quasi-static process is a very difficult task, because the small changes cannot be measured by your bare eyes, and also the calculation of the intermittent states is a very difficult task. Second one, the process are not reversibly in reality. Means there is some leakage of heat, the losses may be there. At that time, it is not possible to reverse the process. Means processes are not really practically reversible. And third limitation is compression and expansion process undergo reversible adiabatic process, which requires the piston to move rapidly so that there is no time for the heat transfer to occur. These are some of the limitations of the Carnot cycle. Some of the cases in the Carnot cycle and air standard cycles, in the examination, lot of times he has asked the assumptions of air standard cycle for the 5 marks, and the limitations of Carnot cycle for the 3 marks. In the lot of times he has asked this. Next, very important cycle, it is the Otto cycle. Otto cycle, it is used for the spark ignition engines. Usually petrol engines are working on this by a principle of Otto cycle. This Otto cycle comprises of 4 processes. Here also, for the analysis purpose, we need the line diagram, that is the pressure versus volume diagram and temperature versus entropy diagram. Here, pressure versus volume diagram contains one cycle, that is the Otto cycle. In that Otto cycle, there are four processes are there. Various thermodynamic process that is the Otto cycle undergoes are explained in the below. 1 to 2 is reversible adiabatic. 1 to 2 is reversible adiabatic. See here, 1 to 2 is a reversible adiabatic. 1 to 2 is a reversible adiabatic. Here at state 1, the pressure is less, volume is more, and temperature is less. At state 2, the pressure is more and volume is less, and temperature also more. Okay, this is reversible adiabatic or isentropic. Why it is called as isentropic? 1 to 2, it is entropy is same, that's why it is called as isentropic. Means entropy is same. The entropy is same means there is no heat transfer from the system to the surrounding to the system. It is totally like a insulated one. Like this, 2 to 3 is the heat addition process. In the Q 2 to 3 is the process. Subscript is 2 to 3 shows means the process. In between 2 to 3, there is a heat supply to the engine cylinder takes place. See, okay, it is 2 to 3 is what type of process? Here the pressure is going to change, but the volume is same. Means constant volume heat addition process. 3 to 4 it is a expansion, because the pressure at state 3 is the high, and state 4 it is decreased to here. State 4 pressure in the state 3 is more, state 4 is less, so that reversible adiabatic or isentropic expansion process. Here the isentropic at state 3 and state 4 both are the same entropy, that is the S2 entropy is S2. Like 3 to 4 it is the reversible adiabatic or the isentropic expansion process. 4 to 1 is heat rejection. Q suffix 4 to 1 is at 4 to 1 heat rejection takes place. The 4 to 1 is the heat rejection process at constant volume. Vc is equal to C means constant volume. Like this the Otto cycle works. Here also we are calculating the heat supplied, it is a Q2 to 3, and then heat supplied in what process, it is constant volume. That's why the heat supply equation becomes Q is equal to mCV delta T. Delta T is higher temperature minus lower temperature. Higher temperature, if you want to look into the temperature, you must go to this the temperature versus entropy diagram. Here the state 3 is entropy, the temperature is more, the entropy is also more, and state 2 the temperature is less, state 2. That's why T3 minus T2 we have to take. Delta T means delta T, the mCV, CV means constant volume process, delta T means T3 minus T2. In the similar manner, you have to calculate the heat rejection. Here also in the heat rejection the temperature 4 is more, because the compared to the initial volume and temperature, the 4 at state 4 after the at the time of heat rejection, the temperature will be more, right? Here also we are calculating the heat rejection. Q 4 to 1, it is a constant volume process. M is 1 kg. M CV is, CV value of the air is how much? 0.718 kilojoules per kg Kelvin, standard value. There are 4 standard values for the air. That is the Cp value, that is 1.005 kilojoules per kg Kelvin, and Cv value, that is 0.718 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Another one is gamma value 1.4. If you divide Cp value with the Cv value, you will get the gamma, it is a 1.4. And another one is universal gas constant, that is R is equal to 0.287 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Okay, that is the or 287 joules per kg Kelvin is the universal gas constant. Those are the 4 assumptions for the standard air. While calculating the problems or the calculation of this the derivation, we need these 4 these things. These are the 4 processes. Another important process I would like to discuss here, that is the reversible adiabatic or isentropic process. Why it is called as reversible adiabatic isentropic? Again I will tell you that P1 by P2 is T1 by T2 is equal to P1 by P2. T and P are the same suffix. Okay, if you compare the T and P, then the suffix will be same. Means if you take one T1, P means P1 first. T1 by T2 is equal to P1 by P2. Raised to the power of gamma minus 1 by gamma. If you take the relationship between the temperature and the pressure. If you equate that same equation to the volume, means you have to take the suffix V2 first. Okay, V2 by V1 raised to the power of gamma minus 1. Here temperature, pressure and volume. If you compare the both, you can make the temperature and volume correlation, temperature and pressure correlation, and pressure and volume correlation. There are 4 correlations you can make. That is from the equation T1 by T2. Once again I will tell you, T1 by T2 is equal to P1 by P2 raised to the power of gamma minus 1 by gamma is equal to V2 by V1 gamma minus 1. From that equation you can make the how many types of equations? T1 by T2 is equal to P1 by P2 raised to the power of gamma minus 1 by gamma. First equation. Second equation by T1 by T2 is equal to V2 by V1 raised to the power of gamma minus 1. That is the second equation. Third equation is P1 by P2 raised to the power of gamma minus 1 by gamma is equal to V2 by V1 raised to the power of gamma minus 1. These are the third correlations. Okay, and also you can change the suffix also. T1 the superscripts and powers also. If it is a T1 by T2 is equal to P1 by P2 raised to the power of gamma minus 1 by gamma. Because temperatures you know it, but pressure you have to calculate. Anyone, maybe P1 or P2. But powers are there, gamma minus 1 by gamma. You shift that power to the left hand side, that becomes the T1 by T2 raised to the power of gamma divided by gamma minus 1. Here in the right hand side it is a gamma minus 1 by gamma. If you bring that to the left hand side, that becomes the gamma by gamma minus 1. T1 by T2 raised to the power of gamma by gamma minus 1 is equal to P1 by P2. In that you can calculate the maybe P1 or P2. Anyone you can calculate it. Like that you can change the powers in the pressure and volume also. In the pressure side, P1 by P2 raised to the power of gamma minus 1 by gamma is equal to V2 by V1 raised to the power of gamma minus 1. Here gamma minus 1 both the sides cancels. Remaining is 1 by gamma. P1 by P2 raised to the power of 1 by gamma is equal to V2 by V1. Like that you can change the reversible adiabatic equation 4 to 5 times, and also for your convenient you can change the powers, you can change the correlations, you can combine the two variables. Like that you can make the changes in the reversible adiabatic. Reversible adiabatic is a very important equation for the applied thermodynamics is concerned.